The Wrestling Conscious channel where we're going to lay the smackdown of analysis in these wrestling streets because we need to have the movement, we need to tell people the truth, and we're not going to just ride to what popular wrestling fandom is saying. So I don't go segment by segment, I go with thematic analysis. So here are the themes: no love from booking, tag team hell, breadcrumbs slash shock factor booking, and the era of jobbers and narrators. So let's get into it. The first theme is about no love from booking. Now, I've talked about in my other videos about the sacrifice or the short sightedness of just investing so much in the bloodline story over the years when they neglected pretty much all the other divisions in the wrestling streets WWE has had. So let's look at the tag team division. I know I'm going to bleed into it. It's called Tag Team Hell. Well, actually, let me go back. Let's think about the women's division. It has the talent. Now, people keep on saying you bring up the NXT girls, but when you bring up NXT girls, 6 months, a year later, they get fired. The problem is not about the talent per se. It's all about booking and how they don't really put an effort to try people over. Listen, sometimes it takes years. Sometimes it's very instantaneously where people can be over. The Rock, they tried to push The Rock as a babyface when he came in, so Rocky Maivia. They had a ring leader, they had Stunning off it, they had all this stuff for our favourites, but they gave the time for them to develop and gave them the airtime, and then they got themselves over. I think sometimes we, because how they've been booked, and you keep on jobbing them out and them losing, we are conditioned to think that their stock is down and they can't reach a level or go up a level or go to new heights. This is what was the problem with the Jinder Mahal when he became world champion. It was just went from jobber to champion. People just rejected it, and it wasn't as organic. Not all thing has to be organic. We all know that Cody is a manufactured champion, but the thing is, when you book right and give that time to develop that character and have conditioned them up, just let them just get over and familiar, things can happen. Because it's a shame that Mitchin, she has to do twerking. That's all she has to do, twerking, to get a reaction. She puts out really quality matches, a very great wrestler, and she's just resorts of doing kendo sticks and twerking to get over. So no love from booking. And this even theme goes even wider. Now let's look at the past year. Now I'm going to own up, I'm going to be accountable. I always say for the wrestlers to be accountable, for the creator to be accountable. I have to be accountable. When WrestleMania happened last year, and I loved the WrestleMania, the main event, and I loved the 2 nights, probably apart from the Jey Uso and the Jimmy Uso fight. I was like, let Triple H cook. I'm sorry. Let Triple H cook. No. Everything will be fine. Triple H will sort it out. I liked stuff in NXT. I think I had the nostalgia of the 2016 NXT Black and Gold when it was at its peak. I'm like, no, Triple H is going to make sure everything's going to be alright. And we had nearly 10 months of nothing and a few shocking heel turns, and here we are. So I just feel like Triple H is like an abusive boyfriend in a way, just as a analogy. I don't know him in real life, so think about it. Like, they love bomb you, like, here you go darling, you have all these flowers and money at the beginning. This is WrestleMania. Oh, I love you. Oh yeah, you're the best. I love you so much. I'll never hurt you. And then they just completely ghost you till about August. So we're to give them the timeline from April. Then they ghost you from May till about July, and you're like, what's going on? What's happening? Like, no, baby, no, it's you. I just gave you some space, and then I'm gonna come back to you. I'm like, yeah. And then SummerSlam is August. Like, oh, the things are picking up, and then they ghost you again and treat you horribly. And then it's Survivor Series, and then it's just been a void. I think Royal Rumble happens in January, and it's around Valentine's Day. They give you something, and then here we are again. It's just a typical like horrible thing because they take you for granted. We know the faithful fans, the 2.5 million fans or whatever, will follow WrestleMania, will follow Raw, will still give them money. They have such a dedicated and lovable fan base like me, which has been grown since their teenage or young years, that we've been conditioned to watch it if it's good or bad. And they know no matter what we do, no matter how we complain, we'll still watch it because they love. It's just like watching like your football team, American soccer or American football, whatever you want to call it, and you just got to roll with the punches. And we have been there supporting them and their foolishness until the money goes down and they're hurt. They don't even have to depend on us and merch and stuff like that because they've got the TV money. If they were relying on fans and merch and stuff like that to survive, and on what do you call it, house shows, and if they're relying on that model, I don't think they'd be putting out this stuff alright. I think they should go back to the pay-per-view model. I know it doesn't make financial sense, but for the viewer, for me, if they did pay-per-view model, our wrestling would be top tier. So let's go again, still on the theme of no love from booking. Look at Kamala Hayes, look at Andrade, look at Santos Escobar. Talented wrestlers in lower card purgatory. They seem to can't get out. It's not a lack of skill. I don't care if people say they don't speak English or whatever. Talking about Andrade, he can do a promo. I think people, especially Americans, are very prejudiced. If you have a little accent, no, you can't speak English. They can speak English just fine. You just want to be all American, anglicized. There's nothing wrong when EO speaks. There's nothing wrong when, alright, since Nakamura is a little bit wrong. But apart from that, they can speak perfect English. It's just you want to hear it Americanized, and that's that. So take your xenophobia and throw it out the door. Now, if they book Santos Escobar, if they book Andrade, if they book Kamala Hayes really, really good, they could be really in the mid card. Or they can up and slide, go down, have like world title matches. I think they could have easily world title matches. Hear me out. Potential. I'm not saying to win, but they could like be in a picture for like a number one contender or something like that. We need to build it up. We need to have at least 8 or 10 men you think could potentially be the next world champion. Because we're just gonna settle for CM Punk on his way. Seth Rollins, Mr. Just Insert guy. Damien Priest kind of coming in, but not really, trying to make him a main event guy. Got Jey Uso, you got Gunther. It's thin. It's really, really, really thin right now. So there's no love from booking. They say they want a long-term game. They pretend like they got things in store, but their action shows everything short-term with the shock booking of Io Sky winning and LA Knight winning. Because you think, okay, tradition, LA Knight might win his championship at WrestleMania, but he doesn't even need a US title. You know what I mean? But he's going to win it again. So he's basically hasn't progressed, hasn't done anything meaningful. LA Knight, one of the top baby faces, and over the ground since last year. What a waste. What a waste of time. No love from booking. So let's get into the next theme. Tag team hell. This kind of extend the no love from booking because they booked the tag team division so poorly, and we do not care about them. No matter how much video package they have done. This is why we don't care. You know what I care about slightly? Pretty Deadly, because they have a gimmick. The gimmicks are not... How does the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY just look the same? What's happening with costumes? No, this is the thing. This is what I don't like about the misogynoir or misogynoir, whatever you want to call it. When it's women, they expect them to be a decorative, wear this, wear that, the fashions. But when it's the men, they just wear the most plain stuff. and think that they're good. You think Ultimate Warrior could just come with a plain suit? Can't do that. You think Macho Man could get over in the 80s with a plain suit? We need showmanship. Yeah, everyone takes the mickey out of Seth Rollins on his what he wears, but he puts effort in and he stands out. These guys could have been any bagger man, and we don't know who they are. It's just we're in the era of suits. Imagine we're gonna look at this 20 years from now, and it's gonna be on the Vote WWE Vote channel or some legacy thing, and the 2020s, 2025, you just see everyone's in a suit and has a leather jacket. Wow, very inventive. 2020s. Tag team hell. Why don't we care about the tag team division? Because you don't put them on PLEs, don't give them any significance, and when you do, you put them right after, you put them in the popcorn section. Number two, I'm talking about the men's, mostly men's tag team. I think Bianca and Naomi and even Jay tried to elevate the women's tag team division, and I think they did a little bit, but the men's is just drowning and drowning. You didn't do anything with the Street Profits when they were kind of warm. I wouldn't say hot, because you took them off not the roster. You took them off for a while. You made them plain. You don't give them really promo time. You don't give them segments in the ring, not just randomly beating up people. We just don't care. The Street Profit stock's gone down. I don't care if they win in Barcelona next week. I don't care if they win at WrestleMania, because it's 1 year too late. To be honest, didn't do anything with them with the Pride. Didn't really do anything when they were with B-Fab. It's just a mess. Okay, I think I talked about it in the No Love booking about the breadcrumbs and shock factor booking. So when I say breadcrumbs, Triple H will give you a little bit like, oh yeah, I did a heel turn here. Here's a little breadcrumb. Here you go, a little pigeon. Have that. You eat it, you're a bit satisfied. My belly's full. And then like for the next 10 days, you don't hear anything. And I talked about the shock factor booking. So one of the so one of the last things is about the era of jobbers and narrators. So what I notice is the reason why they're jobbers, there's nothing wrong with losing, but if you keep on consistently make these people lose all the time and don't give them any airtime, no promo time, let them show their true characters. If you treat these superstars badly, we will perceive and position them and treat them badly. I don't think it's always the talent's fault. I feel like it's really about the booking. It is. And what I hate with these promos, they do. Alright, let me just go back. First of all, how much packages do we need to see? Those packages should be on the PLE. Not 10 million same packages, visual packages we see on a normal on a normal Raw or SmackDown. I don't know why they do that, but anyway, so we see the package, and then afterwards the superstar will come to ring and they'll just tell you what happened on the package. I'm like, bruv, I was there. I wasn't there, bruv. I saw it. I saw the clips. I saw at the beginning of the whole show, and now you do the package, and then you tell me what's happened. So you narrate it takes you 10 million years to get to the ring, and then you're going to tell me what's just happened. I'm just like, bro, you could have developed 14 million different superstars in that time. And you tell a story like Tiffy Time. If you look at Tiffy Time promos, Tiffany Stratton promos, she does a lot of narration. Last week, I beat Naya, and I did this, and I'm your girl, and now it's Tiffy time. I was like, why do you, I don't want to say retarded, but why do you sound like just silly? Or like Randy Orton, he did this, did a promo, and he just say things what already happened. I'm like, I already know. Nothing. And narrators like Cody's the worst. They're gonna spread this narrative, this milk this heel turn of John Cena's to the ground. Now Cody is not. I know he's over with the crowd, but to the general fans, like how he's gonna keep this sustained for weeks. So so they didn't put him on Raw, which I think was a bad idea. They should put him on Raw to just talk about it, but they longed it out. He's talking on Smackdown, and he's gonna respond to John Cena. Bear in mind that Randy Orton just says how he feels about John Cena, and now we're gonna get Cody to talk about John Cena. That doesn't really do anything. Then he's gonna go on the Miz's show next week. Gonna long it out, and then he's probably gonna get a backstage interview with one of the brown headed women. I can't remember what they're called, and then probably another interview by Michael Cole, and then probably John Cena's gonna do a run in and get the upper hand on Cody, and then Cody will try to do that back, and then there's gonna be a brawl. I think Cody said, "I'm gonna get you," and then he's probably gonna win. It's just so annoying. You know what I wanted to do, or if I could fantasy book for Cody, he should have talked about Travis Scott. That's what he should have done. He should have. I think Travis' lawyer is very like Kardashian and very like airtight with their contract, because I'm sure Travis Scott's got in his contract something like he doesn't want to look bad. But they should make Travis Scott look bad. The guy gave him an injured eardrum and give him that black eye and all that kind of stuff, yeah? Cody should have said, "I'm going to give you a receipt." I'm more interested how Cody, when he sees Travis Scott, how he's going to beat him up than if he beats The Rock or even beats John Cena, because of what he did to him. This is the thing, is I feel I put another video about how reality TV is the zeitgeist now, and how things happen in real time, like with streaming. This happened in real time. This global superstar, whether we like it or not, has injured our champion. Well, technically, I don't say our, but you know what I mean. So he should say, "Hey, you can't do that to me. I'm gonna get you, Travis." And say how injured later, Smackdown on Travis and Corey. You know what I mean? It's just like, imagine Stone Cold. No, just think about this, right? Say a superstar did a heel turn to Stone Cold, beat him so much in the ring. The Raw is a day away. You think Stone Cold's not gonna come on the next day and start beating up everybody trying to get to the perpetrator? Finding where he is. You know what? If I was even Cody Rhodes, I don't know where John Cena's doing his filming. They got enough budget to fly Cody Rhodes, where in Africa, Bulgaria, where he is, and find him where he is and beat him up and come back. That's what he should have been doing. They got money for that. That's what they should be doing. And it's just annoying that all you hear is a narration of a repeat of a video package what we watched. That's silly. It's silly. I think my last thing, I didn't even put it in, but I'm going to do a separate video about it. Now, let's talk about it's called Friendship Heartbreak and the emotion. Sometimes people say friendship heartbreaks are sometimes more painful than, relationship heartbreak. And I think in real life, this is what they try to portray. So it's talking about friendships. It's a bit weird. I'm gonna have to break it in the video, like that segment. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Like felt a bit like lesbian vibe between Bianca and Naomi. A bit stalkerish, lesbian vibe-esque nuance. But to be fair, I think I need to go into more details, like how they could have made Naomi more of a stronger heel and a pathetic heel. You make Naomi look super weak. Jade Cargill beat her twice and thrashed her twice. Why would I see any strong competition between Naomi? The only way they can save it is either next week Raw, which I think it should come on Raw, not just wait to Smackdown, and Naomi goes for a transformation. Her outfits change because she's wearing all black now, which is no glow, right? But anyway, wear a different costume or whatever, gimmick, different music, and she starts beating up Jada and Bianca. That is the only way they can save this gimmick instead of making her look pathetic. We don't need another stalkerish, pathetic woman person on the roster. There's lots of them. Develop Naomi properly and not sacrifice her just to Jade. Okay? I know we want Jade to look amazing, but there needs to be some vulnerability somewhere. But I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you for the love, and the viewership is going up and the subscribe is going up. If you like, please like, comment, subscribe. So just to recap, no love from booking, tag team hell, breadcrumbs and shock factor booking, the era of jobbers and narrators, and friendship heartbreak. It can hurt sometimes more than relationships. I think people don't realize that, so I think that's what they try to portray. Thank you for listening to this analysis for wrestling conscience.